What's going on, everybody? It is Joe. Welcome to the channel. Today we have some big stories out there that we are going to cover. We are going to go over Argentina and what is going on with that meme coin that happened. That is huge news in the crypto world right now. We are going to go over FTX and what's going to happen tomorrow. And then we're also going to touch on Fort Knox and some rumors that people are hoping for that happens. So some pretty big news. All three of them I find could have big impacts for Bitcoin. So stay tuned until the end of the video. Give me your thoughts below. Before we dive into it, if you guys could like the video, please subscribe, please comment below. That would be amazing. I am looking forward to interacting with you guys. That being said, let's dive right into today's news and go over the prices. So, with the prices, Bitcoin, down 1.5% in the last 24 hours. That's not bad considering some of the news that came out surrounding Argentina. But I feel like some of the other news we're going to talk about is kind of countering that. But for the most part, to see Bitcoin staying pretty firm through that, I feel like normally that would have been an event that could tank the price quite a bit. But to see Bitcoin holding strong through an event like that, quite encouraging to me. Even though it did drop a little bit, for it to only go down 1.5% in the last 24 hours, not all that bad. Still 95,500. So overall, pretty good. Market as a whole in the last 24 hours, a lot of things are down. Ethereum's up a little bit. Cardano's up a little bit. Cardano's been killing it this week, up 15%. But other than that, everything's slightly red, not too bad. So to see the market reacting like this is a pretty good sign in my mind. Solana's down 6% in the last day. We're going to touch on that when we get into Argentina, because that has a direct correlation with that. Down 12% in the last week. But overall, the market's not doing too bad, even though the fear index 38, I'm going to touch on that in the next slide. But 38, fear is down, and with the fear being down, Bitcoin is still at 95,000. So to me, that's an encouraging sign. And with that, yeah, we have the fear and greed index. Bitcoin, sell greed, buy fear. That is a philosophy I like to live by as well. When there is the fear at these points down here, those are oftentimes good buying opportunities, you guys. When you are high, whenever there's tons of good news on Bitcoin, that's when it's a little riskier to buy, because that's when sometimes you see those pullbacks and then it takes a while to get back to the point that you bought in. But if you buy when there's fear, you buy at those low points, Bitcoin typically just keeps trending up overall this time of year. So buying when there's fear typically turns out to be better than buying at the top. So fear index 38, but as you can see here, I kind of like these opportunities to buy. I think it is a good opportunity to buy. This isn't financial advice, but taking a look at the chart, seeing that most people are fearful of prices right now, makes me kind of like, hey, prices are at their lowest and they're gonna go up soon. So that's how I kind of read that. You guys can read it however you want. I'm curious to know your thoughts, so if you want to, leave your comments below. But with that, let's dive into Argentina. That's kind of been the big news lately. There was a meme coin, Libra. Argentina's president, Javier Milei's meme coin weekend recap. He promoted this meme coin in a tweet Friday, said it was to stimulate Argentina's economy. It rose to a $4.4 billion market cap, then collapsed 95%. He has since deleted the tweet, and now there are many people calling for him to be impeached over this. And then even today, just today, earlier this morning, he retweeted a tweet on how to buy it again. So after it already seemed like he rugged a ton of people and a ton of people lost a bunch of money, he tweeted again today saying how to buy it. And then he unretweeted it, so it's no longer on his profile. But it was just a wild series of events today. And I really do not like that for Bitcoin when stuff like this happens. I think meme coins and when people get rugged, it brings a bad name to Bitcoin and crypto. I think it takes a lot of liquidity out of what could be going into altcoins, what could be going into Bitcoin. Like when you have all that money that all these retail investors lose because they see something going way up, they want to get in, and then they get rugged. Not only does it give a bad name to crypto and people get scared to buy in, but they also take a ton of money that could be going into other coins. So I know it's fun to make a lot of money real quick in crypto, and that's what attracts people to meme coins, but a lot of people, you guys, like in our Patreon and Discord, and then in, like, you see it all over YouTube and X and all these other places, people get sucked into these things. They want to buy meme coins, they want to get rich quick, and then they get rugged and they lose a lot of money, and there's a lot of scams out there. So while it can be attractive, I just want to encourage you guys to do your due diligence, do your research, and stick to the basics. Like maybe you're just putting a little bit of money that you can't afford to lose into the meme coins just to see if you get lucky. Sure, maybe that's something you want to do. I'm not going to stop you guys, but it's very risky, and so many people are putting a lot of money in and then losing a lot of money. So meme coins, dangerous game. And I feel like it just brings a bad name to Bitcoin. It brings a bad name to crypto. And seeing like the president of Argentina, of all people, rugging people, he claims he didn't really know what was going on. I'm not sure what to believe there, but he was still promoting a coin, trying to help his country, and then it dropped 95% instantly. Like, that is just wild. And a lot of people lost a lot of money. And then for him to go back on that and then retweet another tweet or post about how to buy it again, like, it's just a wild time to be in crypto. Everyone's coming out with a new meme coin, and I do think that it is slowing the growth of Bitcoin because everyone's putting money in these meme coins. Everyone has this money elsewhere, and then so some people are doing that, and then the other people that could be getting into Bitcoin are seeing this happen, and they're getting scared and not wanting to get into Bitcoin because of that, because they think it could happen there. And I don't know. Just some pretty big news over the weekend in regard to Argentina, in regard to President Milei, and just wanted to touch on that. I'd love to hear you guys' thoughts below. The good news is that why is the timeline so depressed? Bitcoin is still the same price as last week. Oh, it's because you baboons went all in on Libra. So this kind of gives you both sides to it. Like, tons of people went in on Libra, so the sentiment around Bitcoin right now is very negative. The sentiment around crypto, very negative, and coins have dropped a little bit. But when you zoom out, Bitcoin is still the same price as it was last week. It's still at 95,000. So at the end of the day, to see Bitcoin still holding strong is very encouraging despite all the negativity around the space right now. So I encourage you guys to do your due diligence, to do your research, but then to also, like, instead of just seeing everyone get scared, to see all the negativity, zoom out and look at the big picture when stuff like this happens. Bitcoin did not react like a lot of people thought it might, and it stayed kind of the same as last week. So when you zoom out, it can kind of calm those nerves a little bit. Going on, some good news now with liquidity coming into the market, which could be really good for crypto. The FTX is going to start their repayments tomorrow. Not all of it's going to be tomorrow, but they're going to start tomorrow. And over that time period of them repaying their clients, $16 billion is going to come back into the market. This can really start alt season. We have $16 billion coming back into the market. And when that happens, that just means all that money is coming into these wallets of people that were in crypto, that had it locked up, that thought they lost it, and now they're going to have it again. And what I think is going to happen is that all that money, there's more clarity around crypto right now. The regulations are coming. They feel safer in crypto now. I think that money is just going to go right back into crypto, whether that's altcoins, whether that's Bitcoin, whatever it is. I do think those people are going to be a little scared to lose it. I don't know if they're going to put it into meme coins. Maybe they will. Maybe some of it will. Maybe they'll look at it as like, oh, this is money I didn't expect to have. So I'm just going to throw it in meme coins and see if I can get lucky with it. But I think this could help alt season. I think it could trigger it, all this money coming back into people's wallets that they thought was lost. It could go into those altcoins. It could go into Bitcoin. And I feel like that could really be something that helps the crypto space at this time. So just wanted to touch over that, as I wanted to bring some good news to the community, to the space right now with those FTX repayments. Also, the other big news that we wanted to touch on today is Fort Knox. There's stuff going around all over X about Elon Musk and other people bringing up auditing Fort Knox. It hasn't been audited since 1953, and it's supposed to hold over $420 billion worth of gold. Imagine this scenario. Trump finds that there's less gold, so he immediately orders an emergency strategic Bitcoin reserve. Why Bitcoin? Because it self-audits every 10 minutes, and everyone in the world can verify how much the USA owns. Bullish for Bitcoin. Imagine $420 billion worth of gold that backs the US dollar that is supposedly at Fort Knox. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't, we don't know. But if they do end up auditing it, which it hasn't been audited since 1953, that is just mind-blowing to me. How do you have $420 billion of gold and it doesn't get audited for 70 years? That is wild. But there's been calls. Elon Musk is looking into if it's a possibility, them auditing all that gold. And if it turns out there is less gold in there than what the U.S. has been saying, that's going to have a dramatic effect on Bitcoin in my mind. I think Bitcoin's going to immediately jump to a spot where all of a sudden the transparency behind Bitcoin all of a sudden holds that much more value. All of a sudden trust in gold goes down, trust in Bitcoin goes up. And I think we will see a big jump in Bitcoin price if that happens. Again, who knows if there's actually, there could very well be $420 billion worth of gold in Fort Knox, and it could have very well never been touched in that time. But it is a possibility, and if it does happen, like you've seen, I feel like there's been a lot of corruptness that's coming out of the government. Is it possible? I think it's very possible that there's less gold in there, but I do think it still is a possibility that there is $420 billion there. But the thought of that happening could have huge effects on the Bitcoin, and that is something I am definitely going to be monitoring. I would love to hear your thoughts on it. And then you have Elon Musk looking for gold at Fort Knox, and it's gone. That's could very well happen. Elon, I feel like, is hoping for that to happen. I think it'd not be good for the U.S., obviously. I think it'd be good for Bitcoin, and I think Elon's just trying to uncover more fraud in the country, more negativity, more corruptness. And overall, I do think it's a good thing that all this is coming out, but I don't necessarily think would be a good thing if all of a sudden we thought there was $420 billion worth of gold and we had a lot less than that. I think that would show a lot, and I do not know what would happen, but I do think it would be good for Bitcoin. So if you do have Bitcoin, maybe that is something you're hoping for too. I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments about this Fort Knox situation. Do you think there will be $420 billion in there? Do you think there will be less than that? And if it is less than that, what do you think will happen to the price of Bitcoin? Give me your thoughts below. Give me your thoughts on Argentina and Libra. I'd love to hear your thoughts about that. Do you think the meme coin world is good for crypto and Bitcoin, or do you think all that liquidity getting sucked out of the market, do you think that negativity of people seeing money, people lose money, is negative for the market? I personally do, but everyone likes to get rich quick, and some people on meme coins make a lot of money, so I see the attractiveness, but at the same time a lot of people lose money. So just please do your due diligence, be safe, be smart, and if you're one of the people getting money back from FTX, I'd love to hear your thoughts on if you're going to take that money out or if you're going to put it back into the market. Until then, this has been a big weekend for Bitcoin, for crypto, and I am excited to bring you guys the news this week, and we will dive into it further.